girl go wild. By this time I ain't calm. Tell it, I make girl go wild. DJ in the world right now. All them mother, they see it coming. I be getting in and I'm about to show you how. Now you ain't no running. By this time I ain't calm. By this time I ain't calm. Tell it, now you ain't no. By this time I ain't calm. By this time I ain't calm. Tell it, now you ain't no.
I'm smacking the game about. I'm smacking my chain about. Keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name on your mind. I'm about getting the grind. I'm about holding the floor. Coach Anna, give me some more. It's about to go off.
And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Drummond.
But we're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Pippen is out there with Wallace. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Harper. And it's Whiteside in at the 5 down low. And for Memphis, Johnson is out there with Hardaway. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Elliott, and it's Gilmore in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Towns trying to get open. Hardaway, no good. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Pippen kicks to Whiteside. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Passes it to Wallace. There's the pass to Pippen. 5 on the clock. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, a bit ago, Taylor Jenkins and I were able to chat. I asked him about their offensive strategy given their 0-2 record against this team. He said, same as ever, get to the rim. Pretty simple, Kevin, but with their athleticism and finishing ability, he clearly thinks it's their best option. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Johnson's shot is off.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Butler against Johnson. That one's off. He starts the game with the miss. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Wallace has got 4 rebounds in this game.
You just need to calm down and reward your matchups. One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Now here's Hardaway. Johnson right side. Out to Hardaway. Opening day, Steve, for some teams it's a fresh start, and for others it's the first step towards settling unfinished business, taking care of what they didn't do the previous season.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think those teams that came very close to maybe winning a championship or being there, those are the guys that are hungry. Those are the organization. They are chomping at the bit to start the season.
Here is Elliott. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
a nice, silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
No, we're left to infer from the adjustments we see on the floor.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Andre Drummond's checked in for Whiteside. Lucas comes in for Ben Wallace. Havlicek, he's checked in for Pippen. And John Wall subbed in for Ron Harper. Knocks it loose. And Wall kicks to Havlicek. Here's Lucas. His three-pointers off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Fires from the wing. Lucas with the rebound. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for Chicago. Here's Marley. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Now, here's Butler. To the middle. And there's Havlicek. That's good on the assist by Butler.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
And let's forget the height disadvantage. He brings the effort and he brings the energy.
Havlicek against Hardaway. Down low. Here's Towns. It's Drummond with the rebound. The Bulls leading by 4. Havlicek, the pass to Lucas. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First one calls for it. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Stoudemire comes in for Towns. And Monroe subbed in for Hardaway. Both free throws good from Lucas. The Grizzlies trail by 6. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Monroe, the bounce pass. Here's Stoudemire. And too long on the shot.
Easy chance for mid-range. Wouldn't be surprised to see them run that play again.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Monroe outside. He lobs it up. And the jam by Stoudemire.
Stoudemire, just excellent timing on these alley-oops. Has that great connection with his teammates. Lob it up, and he'll take care of the rest.
And so is the Chicago Bulls with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a... And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here. Playing with good focus and good energy.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the Bulls. Lucas is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Wall. Then there's Havlicek. And it's Butler in at the 3. And here is Monroe. Stoudemire trying to break free. Great D that time from Lucas. The Bulls leading by 8.
And John Wall, of course, having to fight back in that time.
Oh! Where did that come from?
I loved it.
It was beautiful.
Loved it.
And always a bonus to have a point guard who can dunk the basketball. Wall has great initiative when it comes to rising up and throwing it down.
It's good. Stoudemire's got his second basket of the game. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. No one near Wall as he lets it go. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Sometimes, Smitty, you see someone make a pass and wonder, how did he even see it? So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Whiteside's checked in for Andre Drummond. Wallace comes in for Lucas. Pippen's checked in for Butler. And it's Harper in for John Wall. Harper against Monroe. From about 19 feet, the offensive rebound. Gilmore out to Monroe. Lock at 6. Over to the left wing. Johnson finds Stoudemire. He can't get that one.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Havlicek dishes to Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
All of 7 feet, 265. Whiteside easily powers through contact. That's a great play.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Johnson. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Yeah, excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Pass to Whiteside. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Rebound by Monroe. And so it's Monroe with it, bringing it up for Memphis. Trailing by 10. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. The shot's good from Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got 6 points.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
The Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
Pass to Whiteside. Lead away. That one doesn't drop. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Here's Johnson. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. Downs, he's checked in for Memphis. Hardaway comes in for Monroe. The Bulls also changing it up. Lucas is checked in for Whiteside. And it's John Wall in for Ron Harper. Pass to Elliott. Rebound by Pippen.
I'll tell you what, I think he thought that was going in. I sure did.
Lucas the best to Pippen.
Pippen, simply put, one of the best small forwards of all time. A defensive powerhouse and a fearless scorer.
Bulls shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Free throw good for Pippen.
A new Memphis head coach, 3 of the last 4 seasons. Changeover in the front office as well. Hopefully, they'll find some continuity moving forward.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Marley's checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Drummond comes in for Wallace. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Havlicek. He doesn't get the second one. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Hardaway against Wall. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Now Wall. There's 14 seconds left here in the second. Shot clock at 6. Ball stolen. Here's Marley. Hardaway for 3.
And that 3 makes things just a little more interesting here as we head to halftime. They are not going away.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Bulls lead by 4. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Chicago was looking great right away. They had the upper hand early, defense and offense clicking, opening up an 8-2 run after the tip. They ended up leading by 6 at the end of the first quarter. Going into the second quarter, they lost a little focus, sacrificed some points, but still finished with a 4-point cushion at the half. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, I like that effort on the board because the game could come down to just a few key possessions, and extra rebounds can give you those extra possessions if you work at it.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
Their defense has been practically non-existent. Sure, they're facing a team that got hot. You can even say a bit lucky at times, but no one is stepping up on D and taking anything away. Have some pride. Don't let a guy shoot like that in your face.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joe, what up?
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been quite a game from Amar'e Stoudemire.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
We've got Johnson. Elliott is out there with Towns. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Gilmore. And it's DePaul roaming the paint. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure.
This is foul. Marcus Johnson. That's his first personal foul.
Now here's Whiteside. Tight defense on him. That one falls.
Good job by Whiteside. Because of the way he plays, he usually draws a crowd.
Butler against Hardaway. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Hardaway has got his third bucket of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Butler against Johnson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. We see it all the time, Smitty. The league doing more to protect the landing zone of shooters, but for some guys, using that forward momentum to change that landing spot. What do you think of that?
Kevin, this is a great debate because as an offensive guy, I know you see a guy launching, I might change my shot and start to go forward just in case I can get a foul if it doesn't make the shot. This is a tough call to call. It's going to be like the charge block, I think, in some years to come.
And so Butler nails both of them.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Here's Hardaway. Rebound by Wallace. Chicago leading by 4. Outside Butler. Outside Harper. Now, here's Whiteside. He's covered closely. Off target from the wing. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's Johnson. And it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway. Johnson's got 4 this quarter.
Doing great things at the offensive end. 3 for 4 to start this half.
Whiteside with it. 8 points for him. Butler feeling out of it. And again, no good by Chicago.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Johnson against Butler. With a tie. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Look, you could see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
Yeah, the reason is they tied it up, but it took a lot of focus and a lot of energy. We'll see if they can sustain this effort.
Sabonis, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Petrovic is checked in for Elliott. And a change for the Bulls. Havlicek is checked in. That one misses for Johnson.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Back to Harper. Here's Butler. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. Wallace has got his second basket of the night.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. Sabonis, no good.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Here's Harper. He kicks to Butler. Over Johnson. Whiteside. It's good on the putback.
Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
Johnson against Butler. Johnson goes in. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's on Jimmy Butler.
That keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Marley's checked in for Petrovic. The Bulls also changing it up. Andre Drummond's checked in for Whiteside. Lucas comes in for Wallace. And it's John Wall in for Harper. Free throw no good for Johnson. Chicago leading. Butler on the way. Sabonis with the steal. And it's Memphis on the break. Hardaway passes to Sabonis. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Sabonis has got the game tied up here for the Grizzlies. And Wall. Where to go now? And the slam dunk by Wall.
And he's got one heck of a burst on his way to the bucket. Wall is at his best when he's driving the lane, going from 0 to 60 in an instant.
Hardaway can't hit that one. Great D that time from Lucas. John Havlicek on the wing. It's rebounded by Memphis.
And a 2-for-1 is there for them if they want it.
Often the way you end quarters has a big impact on the outcome of the game.
Here's Sabonis. Wall grabs the board. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for Chicago. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And that one's good from Havlicek.
Hey, guys, Havlicek in a nutshell. Just constant motion, unparalleled stamina. This guy will wear you out.
Now here's Johnson. 14 points for him. No one near him. The shot comes out.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Bulls. They're up by 4. And do not go away as we'll be back in just. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. They've got Pippen. Havlicek is out there with Wall. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Lucas in at the 4. And it's sent back by Drummond.
That rejection was well timed. Get that shot out of here. Drummond staying patient, waiting for the right moment to pounce.
Wall, good. And the Bulls lead by 6.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on body.
And to break that ice-cold streak, they get the rebound. Hardaway. And there's the bucket. Steve with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And that's about those first defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
And I love the play call. This is where you get the ball into the hands of your closers, where they can do something with it.
Shot, high post, and it's off the back rim. No good.
I mean, he's staying aggressive, trying to regain his touch. But right now, he's hurting the team.
Wall's shot is off. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Fires from 14. They get it back. And Towns gets it to go. Towns has got his first points of the night.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. For the Grizzlies. The Bulls also changing it up. Whiteside's checked in for Andre Drummond. Wallace comes in for Lucas. And it's Harper in for John. Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the timeout, I listened in on Jim Boylan's huddle. This game is obviously close, could go either way, and he wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page and were all staying with the game plan in order to close this one out. Evan?
All right, David, thanks. Towns up top to tie it up. And he lays it up and in. Towns has got it all tied up now for Memphis.
And really, after trailing the entire game, they've got to be feeling good about evening things up.
Definitely. But this is the time when you want the momentum. Late is when you want to impose your will.
And it's Havlicek missing. For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 7 from the 4 in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And Hardaway gets it to go.
That's his second three-pointer of the night. One in each half. Trying to keep the defense honest.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And here's the fast break. Here's Petrovic. It's all in by the Bulls. To end the drought, and Havlicek closes it down.
Going to the left with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
In a close game like this, everything has to be challenged, and everything has to be earned.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. And now we got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Penny Hardaway.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had it opening, he's taken it.
Johnson, he's checked in for Memphis. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Chicago. Hardaway. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And just fluid off the dribble. Great length to finish, and Hardaway attacking now with purpose.
Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
Bulls trail by 4. And here is Butler. Good dish to Whiteside. Now Harper. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gilmore's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Johnson. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Hardaway's got 3 assists now in this one. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. We've got 1:28 left in the 4th quarter. Outside for Pippen. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
You want unselfishness, but you also need to keep it under control.
We've got 1:23 left in the game. Johnson attacking. Some solid defense from Butler.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Here's Whiteside. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Important time in the game. Whiteside showing the confidence to take things into his own hands.
The pass to Johnson. Over Butler. That one wide left. Chicago's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Money!
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
All the way against Butler. Yes!
And with the height to see over people and the peripheral vision to do it quickly, Penny with the perfect setup.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 35 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Offensive rebound. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Jimmy Butler is really forcing the issue, leaving the defense no choice but to foul him.
It's the first that narrows the lead down to just 3.
From the 30th pick in the draft to perennial all-star, Jimmy Butler has come a long way in a short period of time.
And so Butler nails both of them.
And now you're in a great position thanks to those clutch free throws. 1 possession game now.
The feed now to Johnson. Over Butler. Good!
We'll credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
They don't want to leave no chance for a comeback. Just focus on playing the right way.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They trail by 4. 16 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
And on the defensive end, they'll have to foul whomever gets the ball. No time left to be picky.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
At 6'7", Jimmy Butler is no slouch down there on the block.
Chicago, Jimmy Butler taking 2 shots.
Two shots. Last on the first.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And so Butler nails both of them. We've got 13 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble a game.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Third team foul. At the line for Yonkers.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Big moment at the line. As poised as you get, this thing is done.
From deep 3-point range, and the Bulls with another miss. So a close game sees Memphis take this one.
2K TV. We're inside the bubble with Washington Mystics and 2K fan Aerial Powers. Plus, we're talking 2K21 with Mike Wang and Agent Zero. We check in with community members, and we have some hints on what you can expect from Mike.
Good Friday night to you, sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. We've got the Seattle Supersonics and the Portland Trailblazers. And the Trailblazers start out with the ball. Let's check out Seattle's starting lineup. Warning is out there with Ewing. And there's Iguodala. And there's Chauncey Billups. And it's Hudson in at the 2.
Well, you know, if you're playing Robertson to score, not a bad idea, but that means you're going to leave other guys open, and he'll find them.
So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Pulls from the top of the key. The shot misses. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Here's George. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
Now here's Billups. Here's Hudson. Drills the three-pointer.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. It's tipped. Iguodala with the steal. And now in transition, here we go. Iguodala. They grab their own miss. And here's the block. Just stops it cold and takes possession. Here's George. And the baseline jumper, no good.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Robertson against Hudson. The rebound by Worthy.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
At 6'10", George is really capable of dominating inside. I mean, defensively, you need to try to push him out of his comfort zone, get him out of that lane area.
Iguodala kicks to Hudson. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Worthy, no good. Worthy against Hudson. Pass to Iguodala. Ewing with it. It's rebounded by Oscar Robertson. Here's Worthy. That's good. And Robertson with the assist.
Hard not to be a fan of the way Worthy plays. And you see the quickness and agility there on the drive.
And the first time out of the game called for Seattle.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Billups kicks to Hudson. Offensive rebound, Sonics. Ewing's shot is good.
And Ewing with that size really creates a tough matchup, especially when he's attacking the offensive board.
Robertson dishes to Dort. Billups against Robertson. Outside, George. Nailed from three-point land. George has got his third basket of the night right there.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game,
now really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Robertson passes to Dort. Back to Robertson. Portland moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Over Hudson. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
Doesn't get it to drop for him. Now Portland takes it the other way.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
George against Hudson. Left side, George. Here's Doherty. And Ewing sends it back.
Great at knowing when to time and go up for the rejection. Ewing, a superb defender.
And here's Portland. They're on a 13-5 run here. Worthy dishes to Robertson. Now the pass to Doherty. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Sonics trail by 8. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Man, I like the aggressiveness of Iguodala. I mean, remarkable at taking it all the way to the rack.
Now, here's George. He has 7. On deep. The shot, no good. And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Trailblazers. They lead by 6. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Seattle. They trail by 6. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Trailblazers, they've got Paul George. Roy out there with Robertson. And there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Sigma in at the 5 spot. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas. David, thank you. Here is Sigma. Passes to Aldridge. The shot off that time. Sonics trail by 6. To the paint. Here's Jones. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Jones has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Sonics. Robertson against Jones. Outside, George. And Ewing sends it back. Here's Posing, covered by Robertson. And Hayes throws it down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down.
Well, I tell you what, that's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
Here is Sigma. He's still scoreless so far in this one. For 3, Roy. They get it again. Aldridge. No good that time.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Jones. Over Roy. Jones, no luck. Portland leading. Roy attacking. Lays it up off the glass.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Jones. Dishes to Ewing. Some solid defense from Aldridge. Portland leading by 4. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Excellent defense there from Ewing. Jones against Roy. Jones kicks to Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot from 12. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Aldridge has got his 4th rebound in this one. In the corner, George with it, over Posey, and there's Paul George, and the assist by Roy. George has got 9.
Boy, the confidence that George brings to his game is also confidence that impacts and injects his teammates. He's a high-octane scorer who's ready to go as soon as the game starts and whenever he gets the ball.
Now here's Jones. Got it. Good job in the low post. Jones has got his 2nd bucket.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Trailblazers. Doherty comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And James Worthy is subbed in for Paul George. Big group substitution here for Seattle. Morning's checked in for Ewing. Iguodala comes in for James Posey. Hudson's checked in for Jones. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Jones. Now here's Roy. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Doherty. Count it. His 2nd make in 4 attempts.
Really nice move there. Doherty has such a polished skill set. Makes it an easy conversion for him in the painted area.
Robertson against Billups. Pass to Hudson. 55 seconds left in the first half. Floats one, and he sinks the layup. Hudson's got 5.
And how about the burst in that first step, just right to the rim?
Portland leading by 4. Robertson passes to Sigma. Now here's Worthy. That shot is off. Excellent D here by Iguodala. To the left wing. Here's Hudson. Roy with the block. Over to the wing. Robertson passes to Sigma. Portland moving the ball. And Brandon Roy with the slam.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
Well, they'll get another chance. And so it's Portland with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Portland was looking great right away. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8 points on the heels of a few stops and some quality offensive possessions. They ended up leading by 6 at the end of the first quarter. The story of the second quarter was not much different, as the scoring was even and they were able to close out the half, maintaining a 6-point lead. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
You can see where the priorities are. Rebounding, and then more rebounding. They made a concerted effort to get the glass.
And that...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Paul George really making a difference here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
On the floor for Seattle, they've got Morning, Chauncey Billups out there with Hudson, and there's Iguodala. And it's Ewing in at the 4 slot. George with no one Quick shot there, and it's off target. Next trail by 6. Pass to Ewing. And then Ewing with the jam.
Boy, once he's near the bucket, he's a threat to throw it down because Ewing has such great size.
And here is Robertson. Lets a floater go. He lays it in.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And the wide open shot from Billups hits the three-point bomb. Billups has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Robertson against Billups. On pass to George. Next trail by 5. Outside Billups. Hudson against George. Here's Hudson. He's got 5. On one here. And the dunk by Worthy.
Kevin, you got to admire the speed of big game James Worthy. Really accelerates and excels in the open court.
Hudson against George. And shot on the way. A nice shot by Hudson. Hudson's got 7 points in the game.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
Robertson passes to Robinson. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Andre Iguodala.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Hudson. Doherty grabs the board. Doherty's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Robertson drives in.
And inefficient defense there, guys. If there's one thing you want to try and take away from Robertson, it's the dribble drive.
The pass to Hudson. The 3. Here's Ewing. Here's Mourning. And finally, that one's good. Mourning's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, and Mourning just a beast on the glass, using that muscular frame to get into prime position there on the board.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Big group substitution here for Seattle. Hayes is checked in for Ewing. Posey comes in for Andre Iguodala. Jones checked in for Hudson. And Jones subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Here's George. Aldridge trying to break free. Seattle grabs the miss. Inside, Hayes. And Hayes throws it down.
Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
Robertson up top, defended by Jones. Robertson passes to Sigma. Jones against Robertson. He gets that one. Robertson's got 8.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Passes it to Mourning. And he gets the bucket.
Boy, the interior game of Mourning, really strong, solid, excellent at getting quality shots in close.
52 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. And then Oscar Robertson with the dunk.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Jones, no luck. Trailblazers leading by 5. And George, here we go.
One of the great athletes in the league, and there are a bunch of them, but he's at the top of the list. Ferocity on that throwdown from Paul George.
Jones against Robertson. Jones looking for an opening. needs to get off a shot. Pulls up from the corner. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And we've reached the end of the third. Trailblazers lead by 5. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there for him.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. They've got Paul George, Aldridge out there with Worthy. Then there's Robertson, and it's Sigma in at the 5 down low. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
I tell you what, any team will take that. I mean, if you're shooting over 50%, it means you're getting the kind of looks you want on offense, and you're being smart about it, and you're knocking down the good shots that you get.
Offensive rebound. Here's Mourning. Count that one.
And there's no quit when it comes to battling there until the final whistle. What a putback.
Understands his role, does his job, and he did it right there, Greg. The timing couldn't have been better.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
One of the all-time greats and most versatile scorers ever, Oscar Robertson, showing you how easy it is for him to get to the line.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Oscar Robertson. At the line for 2.
And the first one goes. Robinson's checked in for Portland. Doherty comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Then for the Supersonics, Iguodala comes in for Jones. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Jones. Both good from the line that time.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the strike, he's going to cash in more than not.
Billups against Robertson. Billups kicks to Iguodala. Pass to Hudson. Fires for 3. Worthy with the rebound.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with 2 sets.
Scooped up. Robertson. And Mourning sends it back.
How about the reach of Mourning? Very impressive and very long, too. An elite shot blocker. Does a good job timing his jump.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Yeah, the first half was one to deep 6 or forget. But in the second half, he's looked a lot better.
Billups against Robertson. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut back down to 5 as they get the points there from Billups. Now a timeout called by Portland.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
The Supersonics making a switch here. Ewing's checked in. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. He's encouraged where they are at this point in the game, but he told his guys things can turn in a blink. What we need to do is execute the rest of the way. So we'll see if they can finish this one off, Kevin.
Billups kicks to Hudson. Looks for Mourning, gets it to him. Robinson with the block. Outside Worthy. Lob pass to George. He's off on that one. Sandler goes the other way with it. Iguodala, the pass to Hudson. Looking to get back on track here. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on George.
And Sweet Lou can really kill you with that jump shot of his. That's why they nicknamed him Sweet Lou. That jumper is wet and like cotton candy. Sweet.
Shoot two.
The first free throw is good. And Hudson drops them both.
This is what makes him special, his ability to come through in these spots.
Phillips against Robertson. Here's Doherty. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Ewing's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Count the basket and the foul. That one on George.
And that's right in his wheelhouse. Looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Free throw, no good for Hudson. Outside, George. And George with the stuff.
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
George against Hudson. Over George. Here's Ewing. And a good offensive board when he gets the bucket.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
George against Hudson. A nice shot by George.
Yeah, nice vision that time displayed by George off the screen and roll.
Robertson against Phillips. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Ewing. Knocks it down from 7 feet.
Even when you get a hand up, Ewing is still capable of scoring. Used to size and length quite nicely inside.
Robertson up top. He's guarded by Phillips. Trail by 3. Ties it from 19. Worthy pulls it in. Here's Robertson. Got it.
And you know, for the Big O tonight, doesn't really matter, Kevin. Inside, outside, well defended or not, he's scoring at will.
Time called here. The Sonics decide to talk it over. They're behind by 5. 51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Oscar Robertson.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
He drops the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And he makes both free throws.
And that would have been a killer if he missed one of those, but he was rock solid. That trims the lead now to a one-possession game.
Out to the wing. A 3 ball. Seattle grabs the miss.
I'll tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range. One after the other. Andre Iguodala getting it done.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game time. Now George, 6 to shoot. From deep 3-point range, it's not going to go for him. Seattle calls timeout. They're down by 1. 1 second left in the fourth. Is what you're saying.
And they've got enough time left to get a good look. It's got to be quick, but it doesn't have to be a heat. You can still catch, turn, and shoot. They've got one shot at it here, obviously. a great situation.
Here's Hudson. Oh, the nothing shot. No good. Answered a big one by Portland in a tight game. That was a fun night of basketball. Fabulous finish as they continued to...
Right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time. Lillard, the basketball. Ball with the defensive effort. And so Stroll with it. Now for Detroit. Green. It's Tree with the jam. Just an exception.
Come pull up, we gon' on sight. We gon' make a thriller like Mike. Hard penny, penny like a night. And my diamonds looking like a light. I'm a fly private like a kite. Got it feeling cool. I've been around to another city. I got it running with me. Scotty put that ain't heard of me. I got it rich. Dripping my slice with Givenchy. I ride my in the park. And my diamonds all set like card. Got it with me, she a Barbie. You don't wanna start with me. No, you don't wanna start with me. Pull up with running up your whole block like a full court press. No, you don't wanna start with me. No, you don't wanna start with me. I know cold hearted demons, I can smell your flesh. Woke up on them. You don't wanna start with me. Made a lot of plays, hood got J's, I killed me. Never made a name, now I get paid for stage, I keep a good talk with me. Executive veins, black president, Escalade. Don't kiss it, it gon' be a heart in me. I never hope it ain't no heart in me. Those broken I started. Listen to me, is it a make up a blood list? And just my little niece, never be love to me. Me and Ronnie gotta get it out the pool with me. Made 100 racks on the C-Day. Made $1 million on the weekday. 15,000 on the cheap day. Like a deep dish. Got side note. I've been around to another city. I got it running with me. Got it, ain't heard of me, I got it rich. Dripping my sweat to Givenchy. I ride my in the park. And my diamonds all set like cars. Got it with me, she a Barbie. You don't wanna start with me. Hot girl like Arizona. You can love me, my diamonds in Africa. My DJ, show me how to do this number. All of these things that you done made. All of these things that you done made. Me, I'll carry you. King, I'll lift you. Flying tigers, bears, and all of these things. They could never come between you. I'm proud of you, proud of you, proud of you, proud of you. Yeah, proud of you.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the destination for the Lakers. He has an upside that is still growing. Jason Tatum has his fans salivating for more. And he'll look to get his team going tonight